Hi, everybody. We're taking a look at our research article for this month, and it is Unit 9, The Power of Napping. It's time to take a nap. Boost your afternoon energy. And, well, I don't know about you, Mike, but I love me a good nap. I like to get a 15 to 20-minute nap when I can. When I was younger, I was the queen of the power nap, where you could pass out hard as a rock on a table for 10, 15 minutes and wake up and feel completely refreshed. These days, it's a lot harder to talk myself into it. How about you? Oh, sorry, I put Mike to sleep, guys. We got a problem here. Wait a minute.
What? Sorry, I was having a little power nap there.
Power nap.
My energy levels suddenly started to drop just after lunch, but what are we talking about today?
Naps.
Oh, great.
Naps.
I love naps. Naps are great. Yeah, I find as I get older, I like naps a little bit more. I used to hate naps because I'd always wake up in a bad mood. Sort of like, I was sleeping really well there, and now I got to get up and go back to work or whatever. But as I get older, I find that the naps that I take are kind of enjoyable. I might even look forward to them, maybe on a lazy Saturday afternoon or something like that. And a lot of the advice that we're going to be passing along to you about healthy napping, or basically smart napping, I find a lot of these things really do hold true. You know, having that quick nap is probably going to do you as much good as a slightly longer nap, and you will find that later in the day, it's much easier to fall asleep if you nap intelligently. So that's what we're going to be looking at. The power of napping, boosting your afternoon energy, and how to do it and not have it affect your nighttime sleep as well. So let's check out the article. With the demands of academic life, do you frequently find yourself struggling to maintain focus and alertness in the afternoon hours? If so, this may be a sign that your body is in need of a brief respite, a nap. The tendency to feel sleepy in the afternoon is largely attributed to our internal mechanism known as the biological clock, which regulates our sleep-wake cycles. This complex system makes us feel tired at night and awake in the morning. However, research suggests that for the majority of individuals, the biological clock does not follow a strict 24-hour cycle, but rather operates on two 12-hour cycles. Consequently, in the early afternoon, our bodies may naturally experience a surge of fatigue, causing drowsiness. Napping not only helps to combat this afternoon fatigue, but also provides many benefits. A brief period of rest can give our brains a much-needed break, allowing us to process information more efficiently and consolidate memory, which can enhance our cognitive abilities, such as concentration and learning. It can also help to reduce stress and provide temporary relief for both our bodies and minds. Nonetheless, the duration and timing of napping are crucial. The best nap time length is between 20 and 30 minutes, with the best time frame being in the early to mid-afternoon. This ensures that we do not enter deep sleep stages, which can disrupt our nighttime sleep. In a competitive and high-pressure learning environment, napping can be a simple yet effective way to help you focus on your studies. The next time you feel drowsy in the afternoon, consider taking a short break to recharge and face the challenges of the day with renewed energy. All right, so we begin by describing a situation that many of you might know. It says, with the demands of academic life, do you frequently find yourself struggling to maintain focus and alertness in the afternoon hours? Oh, yes. Well, this is kind of geared or focused on students. That's why we talk about academic life.
Right. The
demands of something are kind of the requirements and the difficult things, the challenges, you might also say, the things that you need to do to be a good student. We know it's a student because academic life is about, well, basically education, often higher education. So we could be talking about professors and teachers, I suppose. They are engaged in academic life, basically life on campus, educating or being educated. But clearly, students would be the larger number of people engaged in academic life. If you are in academia, we can talk about, I have a career in academia.
Oh my.
Means I'm a professor of some kind, probably at a university. And if you pursue many academic endeavors, You might be one of those people who just seems to collect college degrees. You get BAs, masters, PhDs, MBAs, all sorts of things. So basically, if you're working hard at school, studying, going to class, all that stuff, it can be demanding. So do you find yourself frequently or often find yourself struggling to maintain focus and alertness in the afternoon hours? Both focus and alertness are talking about how your mind is working. Are you able to concentrate? Are you able to learn? Do you find yourself losing focus, losing concentration, finding it hard to really pay attention when you're supposed to be doing things that are mentally challenging, like studying and taking notes and writing tests? Alertness is basically just how alert you are, how aware you are, how much you know, and how much your brain is engaged with what is going on around you. So if suddenly you're like, huh, what were we talking about? Huh? Sorry.
Then you lost your focus.
I lost my train of thought there. You're losing focus. And this can happen in the afternoon hours. So, if this is you, this might be a sign that your body is in need of a brief respite or rest, or in this case, a nap. So you're going to take a brief respite, have a little rest, have a little break, but you're going to do it while sleeping.
And the tendency to feel sleepy in the afternoon is largely attributed to our internal mechanism known as the biological clock, which regulates our sleep-wake cycles. So the likelihood to feel sleepy, tendency is talking about the likelihood. I have a tendency to play sports with my left hand because I'm left-handed. So I have that tendency. I have a likelihood to play sports using my left hand as my dominant hand. But the tendency to feel sleepy in the afternoon, the likelihood to feel tired in the afternoon, is largely connected to our internal mechanism. If something is attributed to, you can think of how, you can be blamed for it or it can be a good thing. So his laziness was attributed to his lack of sleep. His intelligence was attributed to his dedication to study. It's connected to that thing a lot of times. And here it's attributed to or connected to our internal mechanism. If you think of us like we're machines, which we often do, right? We just need a little tweak here, a little fix there, add a little oil, everything will be good. We can do everything. Our internal mechanism is the way our body internally works. So inside, how it works inside. And that is known as the biological clock. Biological here meaning to do with life and to do with biology, biological, right? Astronomical would be to do with astronomy or to do with a very large number, an astronomical number. But with the biological clock, a lot of times we're talking about how the body ticks, tick, tick, like a clock. So we talk about your biological clock ticking a lot of times when a woman is thinking about having a baby. Oh, you don't want to wait too long. Your biological clock is ticking. And that regulates or keeps things in order for our sleep-wake cycle. So our biological clock organizes and regulates our sleep-wake cycles. If our body is not doing what it should be doing, then we're not regulated. We're not regular. We're not normal. Things are dysregulated. That would be an opposite of regulating. And our sleep-wake cycles would be dysregulated and you're awake in the middle of the night.
That's exactly right. The fancy scientific term would be your circadian system.
Yes.
When you get on an airplane and fly halfway around the world, right? Suddenly, oh my gosh, I feel tired at noon and I'm wide awake at 4 in the morning. That's because your biological clock, your circadian system, or some people just call it my body clock. Your body clock gets all knocked out of whack, right? Suddenly it's daytime when your body thinks it should be nighttime. It takes a few days or a week or so to get used to it. So it is a complex system.
It is.
It is a very hard thing to adjust. It's not like setting your alarm clock at your bedside every night and you can just set it to ring at any time and wake you up at any time. The alarm clock might be awake, but you might not be. So this complex system makes us feel tired at night and awake in the morning. It's basically how our body knows because, we didn't have clocks when we were cavemen.
No.
So this is a good system to get people to sleep when it's night and be alert and awake in the daytime when there might be animals out there hunting for us, for example. However, research suggests that for the majority or for most individuals, for most people, scientific research tells us the biological clock does not follow a strict 24-hour cycle. We have organized time into 24 hours because it's convenient and it matches up nicely with how the Earth travels through space, but it doesn't mean that our bodies automatically follow that. The body apparently rather operates on two 12-hour cycles. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Consequently, so because of that, because of our body being on actually two 12-hour cycles, because of that, in the early afternoon, our bodies may naturally experience a surge of fatigue, causing drowsiness. In this case, actually, the clock helps us because the early afternoon, think of that as 2 p.m., of course, 2, 3 p.m. What if it was 2, 3 a.m.? Yeah, that's the time of the night you might feel the most tired as well.
No.
Very curious. So we have this natural experience of a surge of fatigue, the post-lunch energy drain. You know, that period after 2, 3 in the afternoon after lunch when suddenly, you get a little tired. It's hard to concentrate. That may be when you reach for that after lunch cup of coffee or something like that. There is a reason that is happening, and it's not just because you had a big cheeseburger for lunch. It's your circadian rhythms.
And it's making you drowsy. We're going to listen to somebody who does not make us drowsy. Let's listen to our Chinese teacher now.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们今天要讨论一个非常重要的事情，因为我知道年轻人很不喜欢睡午觉，可是睡午觉真的很重要 ，take a nap。好，所以今天看完这篇文章之后，我知道大家一定会开始想要打算睡午觉了。当然，第一段呢是告诉我们我们这个充满课业的要求当中，我们会觉得什么事情都是时间不够，不管是学生还是工作，都会觉得好像睡午觉很奢侈啊。可能一睡有时候又睡太久，睡了1个小时，这样子时间不够。可是如果我们在下午的时候真的很累，却没有睡觉的话，其实是对身体来说很不好的。当然在第一段当中我们看到了第二句，前面有2个字叫做 if so。 那这个 so 呢，其实指的就是前面这整句话的状况。如果这样的话，那个 so 就是一个副词。那英文真的可以这么说，你可以把它当成句型来使用，也就是说呢，前面可以描述一些状况如果是这样的话，那就如何如何吧。所以这里的 if so 可以把它框起来。所以如果你下午觉得自己很累，如果是这样的话，其实你就是需要睡午觉咯。那当然第二段我们就谈谈为什么我们想睡午觉。那一直工作一直上课，当然一定会很累就会睡午觉可是第二段其实讲的蛮科学的耶。他第一句就告诉我们，这个下午会感到疲倦的这种倾向，主要是因为我们身体的内部机制啦，本来就是有所谓的生理时钟。好，所以在第二段的第一句先看一下这个关键字。在看关键字之前，我们先把句型抓出来，请大家先在中间这个地方看到一个 known。known 这边先左括号，它是关系子句的简化。那右括号呢，可以直接括在句尾的地方哦。什么东西 be known as 被大家熟知是什么呢？先行词就在前面 Our internal mechanism 我们内在的一种生理的机制 Which is known as That is known as 也就是大家所熟知的生理时钟。英文到底怎么讲真的跟 biology 那个字有关。生理时钟叫 the biological clock Biological clock 所以我们的生理时钟并不是只有很单纯的白天睡觉，晚上这个白天醒着，晚上会睡觉。好，他怎么说呢？我们先把逗点之后的汇句也抓出来。这个汇句就是修饰前面的 the biological clock 生理时钟我们有说过嘛如果打个逗点就表示你可以呼吸，可以休息，所以后面带的汇句就是补充说明的。中文也直接翻，而这个生理时钟就是调节我们的 sleep wake cycles 到底什么时候睡觉，什么时候醒来。那在了解了这样子的句型跟关键之后呢，要看到真正重要的关键。我们会以为生理时钟就是晚上要睡觉白天就会醒着。其实第三句 however 给它圈起来， however 又要文意反转咯，因为它要带出真正的重点。文章真正的重点常常会藏在这个 however 之后。所以当我们看文章的时候，看到副词，例如刚第一段的第二句有没有 if so 如果你是那样的话，那就是真的要休息。 第二段第三句 However 然而其实这个 biological clock 并不是24小时 cycle 的哦，其实它是12小时 cycle， 在第三句最后面12小时这个 cycle， 白天12小时就从凌晨开始嘛，然后一直到过了中午之后又有12个小时的 cycle， 2 12-hour cycles。 好，第三句还没有这么简单结束哦，请把第三句接近句尾地方有一个 rather 这个字圈出来，这个副词也是一个强调性的副词，在这里的 rather 其实就也有带着 however 的意思。那我们有背过一个句型叫做 would rather A than B， 某人宁愿怎么样而不愿怎么样，那个 rather 就有宁愿的意思，也是一个强调的意味。所以在第三句句首出现了 however， 又是一个 rather， 它的确是个重点，因为生理时钟的醒着跟疲倦啊，要需要休息，这是12小时一个 cycle， 所以过了12点之后，当然我们就会觉得很疲倦了，突然觉得好累，好想睡觉哦。这个突然觉得好累哦，出现在第二段第四句后面一点的地方 ，a surge of fatigue。第一个，这个 surge 呢有那种一个波浪一波的意思，突然这样子的那种，中文叫做突然，你会很想要应对成副词的 suddenly， 对不对？但是英文其实用 a surge of， 好像浪来袭一样一波的 fatigue， 特别注意这个字的发音，疲倦 fatigue。 还有逗点之后的 causing 是关系子句的简化，还原的话应该是 which causes， 而这个一阵子的觉得好累哦，就造成我们的 drowsiness 昏昏欲睡。
All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back and we're looking at this next paragraph. It says, napping not only helps to combat this afternoon fatigue, but also provides many benefits. So not only does it help you fight to combat your fatigue, it also gives you other good things, other benefits. Just to point out with the word combat, combat is normally the noun form. However, interestingly, with the verb form, you can do both. You can do combat or you can do combat. I personally like combat for the verb form, and that's me. And that just means to fight against or fight. You might try to combat having to do your homework, even though your teacher told you you're going to have to do it, but you're just not going to win there. So you might as well give up that battle, right? You can't combat doing your homework. A brief period of rest can give our brains a much-needed break, allowing us to process information more efficiently and consolidate memory, which can enhance our cognitive abilities such as concentration and learning. That's a lot of words. So a very short period, a brief period, a very short amount of time of rest lets our brain have a break. It lets it take it easy for a second, and that allows our brain to be able to process information, to go through information and say yes to this, no to that piece of information more efficiently or more effectively. And like that, we can also consolidate our memory, which means bring our memories together, make sure they're cohesive, make sure they connect in the right way. And you can enhance, which can enhance, it can bring a richer, more interesting cognitive ability. So your cognitive ability is your thought process, the way you cogitate. And with your cognitive abilities, we're talking here about the way your brain is working. So your memory, how your memory is consolidating, how everything's going together. And a nap can enhance that. It can make it better. It can make it clearer. It can make it prettier. And it can also help things such as concentration and learning.
Absolutely. All sorts of good things. So basically, you're giving your brain a rest, but your brain is using that to recharge like it's a phone you've just plugged into the wall. It can also help to reduce stress and provide temporary relief for both our bodies and minds. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're tired, it's easy to feel stressed and nervous. Maybe you get a short temper and things like that. So a nap can not only make your brain work better, but also just make you generally a happier person. And it can provide temporary relief for both our bodies and minds in the same way that if you spent the morning, moving boxes around because you're, working in a warehouse or moving your apartment, you sit down and you rest your back and your shoulders and your neck muscles all get a little bit of a break. And then after 20 minutes of sitting down, you can get back to work. Well, after 20 minutes of giving your brain a rest, you can get back to thinking and planning and solving problems and stuff like that. Nonetheless, so all this is true, taking a break, having a nap, it's all good for your brain and your mood and all sorts of things. Nonetheless, so even though that is true, the duration and timing of napping are crucial. Often when we see nonetheless, this is where we're going to get a bit of a reality check. Yeah, so yeah, that's all true and good. But here's kind of a big but, or something we, definitely need you to be aware of. So it's not all good news. The duration and timing of napping is crucial. How long something happens is the duration. So, hey, let's go see a movie. What's the duration of the movie? Oh, it's 3.5 hours. Oh, I think I'll have to stop halfway and go pee. Or something like that. The duration of your flight, if you're traveling to North America, will obviously be much longer than if you're flying to Singapore or something like that. How long it lasts, how long your nap lasts, and the timing of it. The timing would not be the length of it, but when you do it, okay? So the timing of dinner is really important. We have to be at the play at 7, so we should probably eat at 5 or 5:30, right? So the time that something happens is the timing of it when you choose to do it. This is super important. So what is the best length or duration, and what is the best time? I'm taking notes.
Well, the crucial time and the crucial nap length that we're going to see here, the best nap time length is between 20 and 30 minutes.
Not too long.
No, really not too long. And with the best time frame being in the early to mid-afternoon.
Oh, okay.
I personally have to say I totally agree with this.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be too long. If it gets too long, there are reasons why we don't want that. We'll come to that in a second. But it's also really good to, take that nap right after you eat your meal. It helps you to sit back and digest a bit. So that's the early to mid-afternoon after lunch. This ensures or guarantees that we do not enter deep sleep stages. So our deep sleep stages are the ones where we're like really, really, really deep in sleep. It's not your REM stage, right? It's not where you're dreaming super, super vividly, but it's one of the stages we get into in a night where our body's really healing, where our brain's really getting a chance to go through the thoughts of the day. That's our deep sleep stage. And we don't really want to enter that except for when we're at sleep at night. And that can disrupt our nighttime sleep if we take a longer nap. So in a competitive and high-pressure learning environment, napping can be a simple yet effective way to help you focus on your studies. We've talked about when you can nap. We talked about why you should nap at a certain time. We talked about how long you can nap. But why do you need this nap? In a competitive and high-pressure learning environment, you're in school all day. You're needing to answer questions from the teachers. You need to compete against your classmates and try to be the best student in the room. You feel a lot of pressure, so it's a high-pressure environment. And an environment where you're not relaxed, where you're not like, yeah, let's watch another movie, let's listen to some music. That might be more relaxed. High-pressure environments are ones where you're constantly feeling lots of pressure, and napping in those situations can be a simple yet effective way to help you focus on your studies. So when you're in those situations and you take that 20 to 30-minute nap, it can really help you get your focus back. It can help you switch your brain back on. It can make you a good student.
Absolutely. And it's better for you than, a double espresso or something like that, which will also probably affect how you sleep in the evening. So that 20 to 30-minute nap around 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon, much better than an hour nap at 6 p.m. or 3 cups of coffee at 4 p.m. or something like that. So the next time you feel drowsy in the afternoon, don't reach for that cup of coffee. Consider taking a short break to recharge and face the challenges of the day with renewed energy. That sounds like a great idea. Plus, coffee's getting expensive these days.
I still like coffee.
It's nice, but, a nap's cheaper. Anyways, so if you feel drowsy in the afternoon, drowsy basically sleepy, Your head is nodding forward. Your eyes feel very heavy. It's hard to keep them open. You're kind of, slowly entering micro sleeps. I think that's actually a term, a micro nap.
Micro nap.
When you take your, 30 seconds, it's like, I fell asleep there for a second. So that feeling, just of feeling drowsy, sleepy, I'd really like to lie down and take a nap or go to sleep now. So next time you have that feeling, consider or think about taking a short break instead of that cup of coffee or whatever, that Red Bull, if you're going to go that far. Instead of doing that, have a short break to recharge, to re-energize, basically like when you plug your phone into the wall and put more power back into the battery or recharging your phone, and face the challenges of the day, or the later day, face the challenges of the later day, the afternoon, with new energy, renewed energy that has been restored, recharged, refreshed. In other words, you will feel much better and you will feel more energetic than you did an hour or so ago before you took that nap. Sounds like a great idea. You just have to find somewhere to do it.
Someone who gives us renewed energy? That would be our Chinese teacher. Let's listen one more time.
所以昏昏欲睡的话，当然就是要睡觉嘛，这样才会有精神啊。第3段就接着第2段讲它的好处。这个好处呢，因为我们刚刚讲到 fatigue， 所以第3段第一句有没有看到这个 this afternoon fatigue？ 我们要去 combat， 就可以去对抗它，所以你要 take a nap。 当然第一个就是恢复疲劳嘛，那除此之外还有很多的 benefits， 还有很多的好处，好处可多咯。接下来的句型就不是很困难，但是我们可以从每一句话当中看到好多好多午睡的好处。例如第2句话开始，第2句话我们的头脑 our brains 就可以获得一个充分的、很需要的、很必须的一个 break 休息。那这个休息可以干什么呢？逗点之后继续往下看， the brain can process information more efficiently， 更有效率的来处理资讯，而且还可以干嘛呢？ consolidate memory， 让我们的记忆可以巩固哦。你看现在又多了2个，对不对？逗点之后 which， 不管它指谁啦，总而言之呢，现在就在讲午睡的好处。 enhance our cognitive abilities， 还可以强化我们的认知功能 such as concentration and learning， 专注、学习都有好处。还没讲完，第3句同样还可以 reduce stress， 居然还可以疏解压力耶， provide temporary relief， 暂时的可以疏解 for both our bodies and minds， 不管是身体或者是我们心智上。所以这个睡午觉真的是好处多多耶。那这样子我们开始大家应该要好好的睡午觉咯。可是不能好好的睡午觉，为什么呢？我们在第3段的第4句请把第一个这个 nonetheless 特别把它框起来。这个 nonetheless 其实就是 however 的意思啦。我们不是说 however 之后就是重点吗？所以重点来了， the duration 睡眠的时间 and timing， 还有到底你什么时候睡午觉，这个就非常的 crucial 咯。基本上就是20到30分钟就好，而且尽量不要太晚睡哦，差不多下午的早至中段。所以你看学校规定12点半到1点睡午觉这件事情是不是真的很棒？那为什么你说不能睡久一点呢？我真的好累。因为第3段的最后一句告诉我们，在第6句这个地方，如果我们睡太久的话呢，就会进入深层睡眠，这样会干扰我们晚上夜间的睡眠啦。所以其实午觉20到30分钟就够了。所以下次如果你真的觉得下午昏昏欲睡的时候，就养成午睡的习惯，对大家的学习很有帮助哦。以上是我们今天的内容，我是安娜，我们下次见。
All right, everybody, I hope you got your pillow set to the side. I hope you're ready with your face mask so you can get a little nap. I hope you are ready to relax for a few minutes.
Are you going to read us a nice story?
I can read you a very nice story. I think this mask I've got here is going to help out too. It has a massage function. Time to take a nap.
Very nice. Shh. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. For English Digest, I'm Leah.
And I'm Mike.
Bye.